harmony, love, and the top psyche above. I'm Shula Celine, the Ghetto Prince Hakeem, leader of my new me, here to help you transform into your new you. Let's get it. Now, so today we're going to talk about the art of letting people go, or just letting go in general. And this is possibly one of the most important things you can learn, especially early in life. I say around anywhere between teenage to early adulthood, especially as you grow to gain more friends, go through periods of your life where things are heavy in who you know and what you know, right? So not only is that important for that, but the most important thing is this will help you out with your mentality. And number 6, because we're going to go over 6 tips. Number 6 is possibly the most important, and it plays a factor in all this because, as y'all may know or may not know, I'm very spiritual. I do believe in a mother goddess, and I think everybody should have some sort of spirituality, some sort of, even if you want to do religion, something that's just higher than yourself to believe in. And it doesn't have to be something outside of you. It can be something within you. I prefer that. But just something that lets you know, okay, I did not create this. Therefore, I'm only in control of what I'm in control over. And the rest I have no worries for, right? So, boom. All right, so let's get into it. Number 1, the art of letting go. Number 1, the moment that you see what you do not like or what you're not fond of, address it. Right? So you want to address it. My wash machine. You want to address it. Now, this is one of the hardest steps for a lot of people, depending on who you're addressing, depending on the time and the moment, depending on what the situation may be. You may not find it so easy to address somebody on a situation that you feel uncomfortable in, maybe that you feel disrespected in, maybe that you just don't feel is right in your heart, in your space, right? Not everybody is strong-minded. To the people who are strong-minded, who say what they mean right on the spot when it happens, kudos to y'all. High five to y'all. But to the people who have been taught to be kind of cat-tonguish, you know, some people who've been kind of taught to hold their tongue, or people who haven't even had the opportunities because every time they say something to somebody, it gets taken a certain type of way. This is for you. You have to learn how to address it. It doesn't matter the consequence. Now, it does matter how you address it. It matters if you're coming off aggressive or if you're coming off very, very rude, very, using a lot of curse words or the energy sometimes. Now, also, you can come off perfectly fine. You can say something the most blissful way, and people, it doesn't matter. You can be one word, you can trigger them to get angry or trigger them not to feel what you're saying or even receive, spiritually and logically and emotionally sound and balanced what you're trying to say. But that's not your worry. If you do and use the right energy and you come from a place of loving yourself and love for other people and saying, I'm not trying to take advantage of nobody, but I'm not damn sure going to let anybody take advantage of me, you'll be able to say it. This is important because this is the first step in letting someone go, because it's going to get you to the next step, which is number 2, right? And number 2 is not letting your feelings get in the way of you saying that or making the decision to let them go based on the response. So real quickly for number 1, once again, and it's kind of a mixture of both. Once you address them about the situation, depending on how they respond, especially if you came at them with the most purest, loving intent that you possibly can, you gotta just be like, okay, depending on how this person respond, that's how I'm gonna know to let them go or not. Okay? But it starts within first. It starts with you. You can't come off on somebody very rude, very, aggressive and things of that nature. Otherwise, you could be triggering them and maybe not allowing them to receive it in the way they should receive it. Okay, still doesn't mean they're gonna receive it that way, even if you be all nice and flowery. But at least you know that you did your thing, and by being honest and pure with yourself. All right, so depending on how they do it, depending on how they respond, that should let you know how to let them go. Now, you cannot allow your feelings, because people are very manipulative by nature. It doesn't even mean people are doing this consciously. Some people can naturally manipulate people by way of defending themselves, right? And when you have someone like that, you cannot allow them to sway you. If you feel as though they're defending their actions, if someone cheats on you and they defend their actions saying, oh, well, you made me this, or you made me feel like you're insecure, or you know, the reason why I did this is because, and you wasn't, that should let you know automatically this ain't it for me. And this goes beyond romantic relationships. This goes to partnerships, business, family, whoever, friendships, whatever. Knowing when to let go, okay? And not letting your feelings get in the way, because what can happen is you can be sucked back into an energy that you don't even really resonate with, that you don't really respect, and people will take advantage of that. Number 3, if it's not right, once again, playing on number 2, let them go. Once you realize that what you're saying, and if they come at you from a logical, spiritual standpoint and it makes sense, that's fine. But if it's not making sense, like really, really, you're opening to listening, you're trying to understand, not just listening and then making a decision, but really trying to understand from a logical, from a spiritual, and an emotionally intelligent standpoint, if it's not right, let them go. That's it. Let them go. Okay. Number 4, once you let them go, this is very important. Once you let them go, make sure that you validate how you feel and what's right in your heart. Because a lot of the times, people will make that decision and then they'll do the opposite of what number 5 is going to be, which is coming up. And so when you validate your feelings, it just gives you that confidence, that love, that appreciation, and that trust that says, I was able to be strong and let this person go because they were not good for me. They were toxic. They were over dramatic. They were causing chaos and mayhem in my life, and I could not take it. No matter how much I loved them, how much I cared for them, how much I wanted to see them do better, how much I wanted to see them grow, I couldn't take it. Not in this point of my life. And validate that about yourself. Make yourself feel good. Pat yourself on the back, on the shoulder, you know. Show yourself some love because you are strong. And it doesn't mean that you're a mean person. It doesn't mean, like I said, you don't care about them or love them. It just simply means that at this point in time in your life, you have to be strong for you because nobody else lives for you, right? Unless you got a slave or something like that. Then that's crazy. But like I said, you don't want to be that person who is doing the opposite of number 5, which I'm about to get into now. Number 5 is going back on your word. Don't go back on your word. You do not want to be a person who goes back on your word. You do not want to be a person who makes this, scene, or even this person who expresses how they feel and they really feel this way, but because they had some time to sit, maybe the person that they're dealing with is also strong and don't really care. And so that makes them feel like, well, maybe I'm in the wrong. No, you're not. No, you're not in the wrong. You're in the right. Trust me. You did the right thing. If you know that in your heart and in your mind that this is wrong, spiritually, you did the right thing, and never go back on your word. Allow yourself that space to say, I did the right thing. Therefore, I'm going to stand on that. I'm going to stand on it with conviction, regardless of the situation. I'm going to stand on it. And that's going to also validate how you feel and provide you with that confidence in self that you made the right choice. Last, number 6. This is the biggest one. Like I told you from the beginning, the biggest one is we have to understand that people can be in our lives for a lesson, a blessing, a season, or a test. And there's no real time frame on these things, right? People can be in your life from, I would say the lesson people could be in your life anywhere from a day to years, decades, whatever. And then also, it doesn't even have to be specific people. It could be specific energy playing out through different people, right? So it doesn't even have to be multiple people. It can be, it doesn't have to be one person. It can be multiple people playing out in the same energy. So for example, if you're being challenged by whatever you believe in, your higher power, whatever, to work on your anger, to not be so quick-tempered, right? To be more wise in how you make your decision and how you act before, or how you think before you act, and how you act after you made that thought, right? That energy may send you that same type of anger, that person that's going to provoke you or trigger you all the freaking time. It happens. Why does it happen? You ever wonder why you may attract a certain type of person? Why do I keep attracting the man who ain't got no job? Why do I keep attracting the woman who's damaged and broken? Why do I keep attracting this partner who don't mean what they say and da 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 da? Why is this family member always trying to take advantage of? Why are these people always trying to take advantage of me? But when it comes to such and such, they respect. It's because they're trying to teach you how to not tolerate that energy. And one of the biggest things you can do is going through number 1 through 5, which is starting from addressing it to not going back on your word. See how all this plays a part, but see how number 6 is the biggest one, it's the most essential one. Because once you understand that we're going through lessons, and like we're all just human, like I always love to say, we're all human, no matter what we disagree, hate somebody, love somebody, whatever. This should never be hate on your heart for anybody. But in general, we're just living our damn lives. And there's no book, there's no manuscript, there's no nothing that says day one, baby, when you first learn how to read at age such and such, how to be a human, how to be a toddler, how to be a teenager, how to be a boy, how to be a girl, how to be black, there's no books for these. So we got to come from a spiritual standpoint and just give ourselves some slack, like serious rope slack, and say, I give myself credit in like just trying, just being a human, right? And understanding that we're put here to go through certain things because our energy attracts certain things, for one, just like bees to flowers and making honey, and mosquitoes to motherfuckers' ears and whispering and shit. But we are put here to learn certain things at certain times, whether you believe you put yourself here, whether you believe the universe, God, whatever. So understand that people are going to come into your life to test you, for you to be strong and let them go, for you to not tolerate that type of energy. And then also on top of that, some people may be in your life just to test you. And sometimes, a lot of times, once you address them, and once you no longer hold back and you go through 1 through 5 very quickly, or at least 1 through 3, which is, from the moment you address it to, if it's not right, then let them go. A lot of times the people will change, and you'll notice that they was only doing that energy just to test you, not consciously sometimes, but subconsciously. It's like a person trying to make sure, is he a tough dude? Let me do this to him and see if he gonna flinch, see if he gonna be a coward, see if she gonna back down. And then once they see you stand up for you, they're like, oh, okay, I respect it. Nah, I ain't gonna come at you like that no more, because you'll do something. You know what I mean? So understand that. So that's 1 through 6. I'm just gonna go through them real quickly once again. Number 1, the moment you see what you don't like, address it. Number 2, not letting your feelings get in the way of this. Very important. Number 3, if it's not right, once you made up that decision and those feelings have died down, those feelings have disseminated like peanut butter over some bread, and they kind of even out, and you're no longer emotionally charged with the clump of it. If it's not right, let them go. Number 4, once you let them go, validate how you feel. Okay, give yourself that confidence. Reassure yourself that you made the right decision. Number 5, don't go back on your word. This is still a part of number 4, but it's bigger because number 5 says, even after you made that decision and you validated yourself, we do have times where we can kind of teeter-tot between how we feel, and we can second guess ourselves a lot. So just don't go back on your word no matter what, okay? And then number 6, just understanding that everything we do in this life is just for us to experience, to learn a lesson, to teach, to create, and also to imagine. So when we imagine and learn and we create in these things, we have to understand that letting go of people are just a part of life. It's just a part of life. And it doesn't mean that you hate people, doesn't mean that you don't like them, doesn't mean that they won't come back into your life once they mature, once you mature, whatever the situation may be. But just understanding that it's a part of life and we're only human. We just live in this thing. You feel me? So with that being said, harmony, love, the top psyche above, Shula Salim, the ghetto Prince Hakeem, leader of Manumi, here to help you transform into your new you. Harmony.